after coronavirus, as another 5,000 plus positive cases were logged yesterday, alongside 4 more fatalities related to COVID-19. In other developments, main opposition CPN-UML has alleged the ruling alliance of throwing a political dice of preponing the parliamentary elections to expose the nation to more political turmoil, while legal practitioners urge the government to amend the Local Election Act as per the constitutional provision. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Legal practitioners urge the government to amend the Local Election Act that was clashed with the constitutional clause, ruling alliance trying to work out election schedule as per their political liking. The country suffers a trade deficit of 880 billion rupees in the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. Import of petroleum products, soybean oil, mobile phones on the rise. The US directs all American citizens in Ukraine to leave the country as tension mounts amid reports that Russia is planning significant military action against Ukraine. And Tunisia stunned 10-man Nigeria to set up a quarter-final tie against Burkina Faso at the African Cup of Nations. 3 times champion, the Super Eagles crash out from the group stage. Legal practitioners have urged the government to amend the Local Election Act that has clashed with the clauses of the Constitution. During a meeting at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar yesterday, the legal practitioners viewed that since the last local election were held in 3 phases, there were legal confusion of accepting one date to consider 5 years. The legal practitioners therefore recommended the government to amend the Election Act as per the Constitution. Clause 3 of the Local Level Election Act 2016 has clashed with Article 225 of the Constitution regarding local level elections. The Act has a provision of holding local level elections 2 months prior to the expiry of the term of the office bearers, while the National Charter has a provision of holding local elections within 6 months of the expiry of the term of the office bearers. The ruling alliance is in a dilemma regarding choosing dates for the local elections, as the local elections were held in 3 phases last time around. The government is therefore in a mindset to hold local elections as per the constitutional provision. An alarming resurgence of coronavirus is being reported across the country, with 5,598 new cases confirmed yesterday through RT-PCR test, while 4 people succumbed to the virus. Likewise, 864 tested positive through antigen test. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the death toll climbed to 11,655 with 4 more fatalities yesterday. The infection rate was 56.7% on Saturday, while it came down to 41.8% yesterday, as 5,598 individuals contracted COVID-19 out of the 13,377 samples tested through the RT-PCR method. Likewise, out of 4,060 antigen tests conducted, 864 returned positive. Kathmandu Valley alone reported a chunk of 3,791 new coronavirus cases. A total of 215 corona patients are receiving treatment in intensive care units, while 40 corona patients are on ventilator support. A total of 1,416 individuals were discharged after recovery, while the active coronavirus cases have now rocketed to 77,040. The country's trade deficit has increased by 46% in comparison to the last year, after the government implemented strict measures on import to improve the national economy. According to the statistics until mid-January made public by the Department of Customs, the country's import was worth 999 billion rupees, while the export stood at 118 billion rupees. The country has suffered a trade deficit of 880 billion rupees in the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. With the increase in import and the decline in foreign currency reserve, the government had tightened the import of some goods. The government lowered the foreign currency limit for importing silver and made it mandatory to deposit total amount of some items in the banks in Nepal. Likewise, the customs on silver has been raised by 107 rupees per 10 grams. However, the provision has not decreased the import of silver. Meanwhile, the import of petroleum products, soybean oil, raw palm oil, mobile phones, among other items, is still on the rise. In the meantime, export has now surged by 95% out of the 118 billion rupees in total export. The export of palm oil and soybean oil make up about 68 billion rupees. The export of tea, herbs, cardamom has significantly dropped. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What's your take on the increase in trade deficit despite efforts by the government to minimize import? Your options are A, ignoring the export of local goods, B, increase in import-oriented industries, and C, attraction for luxurious items. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents of several provinces regarding their take on the local level's failure in working as per their commitment. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
चुनाव केन्द्रित प्रतिबद्धता भएको हुनाले
उत्पादनमुखी कार्यक्रमलाई भन्दा पनि वितरकमुखी कार्यक्रमलाई जोड दिएको हुनाले गर्नुपर्ने कुराहरु एकतिर छ भने कामहरु अर्कोतिर भइरहेको छ। राजनीतिक चाहिँ व्यवसायको रूपमा घोषणा गरे।
जनताको समस्याहरु एकातिर र जनप्रतिनिधिहरुको चाहिँ एकातिर भएको हुनाले
जनताप्रति उत्तरदायी नभएका जनप्रतिनिधिहरुका कारणले गर्दा
संघ प्रदेश र स्थानीय तह बीचमा तालमेल नभएको
भाइ भतिजाहरु आफन्त इष्टमित्रहरुलाई चाहिँ पुग्यो होला।
आफ्नो विचारले अनुसारले चाहिँ बजेट लागू गर्न नसक्ने
भनेको अनुसार व्यवहारमा चाहिँ गर्दैन, नीति र विधि अनुसार काम गर्न सक्नु भएको छैन।
स्थानीय तहमा जुन हिसाबका प्राविधिक पक्षहरू थियो त्यो प्राविधिक पक्ष पनि कमजोर रह्यो।
पार्टीले एउटा व्हिप जारी गर्छ, आफ्नो कार्यकर्ताहरूलाई चाहिँ हेर भन्ने हुन्छ।
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.